In this video, I show you my final results for my one stock, 1 week, $1,000 challenge. You're going to be blown away by the results. My side hustle brings me 5 figures, and I'll tell you what, absolutely blows my mind, and it'll blow yours too. Hey, look, let's go Pens. We got hockey playoffs, but for right now, you got another red hot covered call video coming your way. Stick around. I know you're going to like this one. Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot covered call video. Well, hey, look, we're going to jump right into it today because I have so much to do in this video. You're absolutely going to love it. If you're new to this channel, what you need to understand is this. I sell premium. We buy great stocks. We give somebody the right, but not the obligation, take our shares from us, usually higher. We set the time frame. We get paid a premium, man. I call it my cash printing machine. And we do this time and time again. And look, what I do, I come here, show you my trades, we talk about them, so maybe you learn something. I try to inspire and motivate, and that's why I have almost 6,000 subscribers since I started this channel. And I'll tell you what, it blows my mind, the positive stories you give me. And I'll tell you, man, that motivates me to keep coming back. I love hearing the positive comments. Leave me a positive comment below, letting me know your success. I'm a real covered call trader. And to be honest with you, when you come to my channel, we're going to talk about real stocks. I am the #1 covered call seller on YouTube. I'm going to say that right now. I mean, when I'm generating months for which I'm hitting $19,000, and this month, which was a slow month, I knocked down 7,500. It's about showing you my trade, talking about it, so maybe you learn something. I don't talk about other people's trades. I don't talk about hypothetical trades. These are the here and now, and that's why you come back. Hey, look, I'm not bragging and boasting. What I'm doing here is giving you the real deal, straight talk style, so you get motivated. This channel is going to up your game because I talk about real life trades that I have done. And to be honest with you, I've probably done them very recently within the week, so I can speak to them. And when I tell you the story about the trade, you get closer to it. And if you get closer to anything, you'll do it. You could start having the success. Now look, let's go ahead and get this because today is the day we're going to talk about my one stock, my 1 week, $1,000 challenge. I'm going to go ahead and share with you my final numbers because I believe last Friday will be my final trade where I used UPRO for a 1 week, $1,000 covered call option. Also mixed in some cash secure puts, but you are going to be blown away when you see the numbers. Man, it is empowering and inspiring and motivating when you have your financial freedom. And I'll tell you, that's how I'm feeling. Okay. So look, if you like anything you're hearing, what I want you to do, I want you to subscribe to the channel. It's right there. It's free. And hey, look, if you like this video today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. Now, what I'm doing is this. I'm giving away a 1 month free premium service to my man Thomas right here. Thomas is a part of the email group. You can go to my website, ctpdashboard.com, click on free newsletter or click free CTP dashboard. Give me your email address and you'll be put in my monthly free premium membership contest for which I will email a code that I want you to drop in the comments below. And last week it was whatever motivates. I am absolutely jacked up that he's going to be a part of the dashboard. Now I know Thomas is going to be cool with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drop Thomas a note right now. He needs to email me his email address. Let's go ahead and get that done. So again, if you want to be a part of the next contest, and I might even drop the contest at the end of this video, but if I don't, guaranteed I'm doing it in the next one. I love to pay it forward. See, when I started the premium service and I do my stock commentary emails, you see all my real-time trades, you get access to the ultimate upgraded CTP dashboard cover call screener with 100 of the best trading stocks now and a research tool that allows you to keep all of your research. I'm going to tell you what, it is absurdly inexpensive for what I give the members. And I highly suggest if you're interested, go back to ctpdashboard.com and be sure to check out the upgraded CTP dashboard. All right, so over the past 3 months, I've been doing this one stock, $1,000 challenge, right? And the idea was I was going to do these weekly covered calls. If I could generate $1,000 a week, man, that's real money, right? I mean, that is real spendable cash. $1,000. Hey, look, even if you live the high life, $1,000 in your wallet on a Friday afternoon is real money. That's how I see it. When I started writing covered calls, a $100 trade was real money. Well, for me, a $1,000 trade is real cash, right? So I decided to use UPRO for this. And I have documented this over the past 3 months. And with my final trade happening last Friday, I'm going to show you numbers that are going to blow your mind. But the premise was simple. All I would have to do, whether it be on a Friday afternoon or a Monday afternoon, I buy a stock for which I could generate $1,000 in premium and possibly some stock appreciation, depending how it would work out. Well, I used UPRO, which was a leveraged ETF. Now, I'm going to tell you why I use UPRO, because I get so many naysayers emailing me saying that it's irresponsible for me to show videos teaching people how to use leveraged ETFs, because people, they do not know about leveraged ETFs. You show all this money, and reality is it's scary. It's risky, and if anybody's going to invest in them, they really need to understand the risks. Well, we have talked about the risks for over 2 years, and I've been using them for 2 years. You understand that I'm not just picking willy-nilly 3X leveraged ETFs. I'm using the indexes, right? So when the stock market falls to where it did in March, damn near 30% lower, I decided to use an index to ride the stock market higher. So in this case, I could have used UDOW or TQs. I used UPRO because UPRO had gotten down to $24. Now this is a 3X leveraged ETF to the S&P 500. So I'm playing the S&P 500 here. It's just leveraged 3X. And when it got to 24X, I decided to start playing these again. Sure enough, UPRO did exactly what I thought it would, and what I've been telling you here on the channel is that we're going to sell it off to run them up, and sure enough, that happened. UPRO started to build a base at 24X, and next thing you know, it's trading for 52X just this past week. So it's a great opportunity to take advantage of the index moves. I'm not playing some willy-nilly 3X leveraged ETF to the pharmaceutical one-hit wonder drugs, okay? We're talking the S&P 500. That's where my confidence came from. I'm playing the market. So if the market's up, I'm up. If the market's down, it'll be down. But that's all right. It's the market. And if I think the market's going to continue sideways to higher, I'm going to be okay. All I have to do is manage the trades that I'm in. So what I did, around $37, I started buying 1,000 shares and doing this challenge where I would buy 1,000 shares of UPRO and write the 1 week covered call trying to generate a $1,000 return. And that could be in premium only or stock appreciation plus premium. And as you could see, now this is not updated. I'm going to show you some numbers that are updated. But as you could see, I've been updating this webpage and to be honest with you, documenting every single trade. And to be honest with you, I've been updating it on Facebook too. If you go to Facebook and search CTP Dashboard and follow my page, I update everyone on these kinds of trades all the time. So it's my off YouTube discussion. Go to Facebook, search CTP Dashboard, follow the page. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, these trades are happening. They're closing where I might have my shares taken away, where I might not have my shares taken away, and I repeat and rinse, repeat and rinse. And I've done this successfully to where I think I had one bad trade, and to be honest with you, it's right there where the stock had fallen. The next covered call I wrote, the strike price was below my stock purchase price, and when UPRO got above my strike price, I was in no man's land. I had to buy the option back higher, adding to my cost basis. But then I wrote the next covered call, and turns out I ended up making not only the negative money back, the $1,500 back, I ended up turning that into a $500 profit because I've learned the skill. I've done it so much. For me, it's just flowing like water. We manage the trade, and I don't get panicked. I make the right decision because I have my experience. I know the skill. So again, we can do this. We can put on very short, tight trades 1-week trades. And if we find ourselves in a bad way where we might lose some money, we can work our way out of them if you know how to manage trades. Now, continuing with the rest of the trade, you could see, man, I was finishing up where I'm just writing those 1 week out of the money strikes, making over $1,000. Now, I'm going to show you the totals, and this is going to blow your mind. This is going to be one of those moments for you where you really understand why I'm so excited. These are all my trades. I have my stock purchases up here. I have all the covered calls that I wrote there. And to be honest with you, it was 95 days that I started this. These are the profits for 95 days. Okay, I took basically a $44 stock. I originally bought the shares at 37 and I bought shares as high as 52. So when you take those stock purchases and divide them, it turns out to be about a $44 stock price. So about $44,000. These are the in the pocket, trades over, got my money back profits. $19,673 in a mere 95 days. I mean, I started this April 27th. I ended on July 31st, 3 months ago. If you divide $19,673 by 3, right? That's about $6,500 a month. And I don't know about you, but I could live in retirement on $6,500 a month. That was one stock, 1 week options, where I tried to make $1,000. And I achieved that. And to be honest with you, that's some 43% cash on cash in 3 months. Now, I'm going to show you my last trade, but before I move on, and I will say this because it is true. If you're going to use leveraged ETFs, you need to know what you're about to get into. They move so violently, if you don't understand the risks, you will get burnt. I need you to do your research, and until you understand what leveraged ETFs are and how you can actually lose money, you need to understand that they're a depreciating asset. I'm not going to go into it here, but the reality is they fall further than the indexes, and they don't get as high as the indexes when they recover. Now, eventually they do, but not in the interim. Let's go ahead and talk about my last UPRO trade and how it ended up working out. It was an in-the-money covered call, and I'm going to explain it. If you've never used in-the-money covered calls, I think you're going to like it. Okay, so I'm getting long on the video. I do apologize, but let's talk about my last trade just so you get a sense for my thinking, okay? So when I say I've learned a skill and I use that skill, I manage trades. You know, it's not just me placing a trade and then coming back on expiration to see where the trade finished. That's not what I do. I place a trade and I manage the trade because the trade can go up or down, and depending if it's profitable, I do things like buying it back and writing another covered call. I do this all the time. And in the case of UPRO, here's the setup where I almost did a buyback. I'm glad I didn't. But let's talk about my last trade. Basically, I bought 1,000 shares here at 52X. Now, I'm doing this on the fly, so, give me a little runway here. So about 52X, I buy my next 1,000 shares, right? And I'm going to write that 1 week covered call. Well, in this case, I'll tell you what, this is the absolute truth. I emailed all of the premium members that I felt that the market was going to peel off. And instead of writing an out-of-the-money strike, right, that typical out-of-the-money strike, maybe a 52.50, try to get $1.25 for it because the market is powering higher. Those call premiums are fat and juicy, right? What I decided, I went in and looked at an in-the-money covered call, right? And then when I did the math and looked at how much time value I was going to get paid, turns out, when the stock is trading at 52X, I looked at the 50/50, and it turns out I was able to get $3.10. Now, how does that work out? Well, about $1.20 of that $3.10 was time value. So if I buy the shares at 52X, and I'm going to give somebody the right, but not the obligation to take them away from me at 50X, right? When I get deposited the $3,010, which a $3.10 premium on 1,000 shares would bring, Well, I'm not making $3,100. No. Remember, I bought the shares at 52X. I'm giving somebody the right to take them from me at 50/50, right? So I am giving them away cheaper than what I bought them for. So the real money in the option, right? Do the math. Subtract 5250X from 50/50, and then you got your 310 premium. Well, that is the real money in the option. Now the time value turns out to be $1.20. Well, if my shares are taken away at 50/50, I keep $120 in time value. That's a $1,200 1 week crumb. So of course I was going to do that. And if I felt the markets were going to fall, well, I'm going to do that even more, because now I have $3.10 of downside protection, right? That's why we use the in the money covered call. We think the market's going to fall. So when we write the in the money covered call, as the stock falls, that real money in the option is falling 1 for 1 with it. Now the time value is questionable, because the time value depends on how much time you gave for expiration. But that real money or intrinsic value is falling 1 for 1. So sure enough, UPRO does exactly what John says, and it falls. And look where it falls to. 49.50. And I'm sitting there with all of that beautiful downside protection, because if the markets ended on that day, that Friday, and it's 49.50, I do not lose anything here, right? I bought the stock at 52X, and I was going to give my shares away at 50/50. Well, the stock's now trading at 49.50. Do the math. Take 49.50 for the current strike price of UPRO. Add the $3.10 to it, because that's what I have, right? What's my share price? Well, it's damn near 52.50. That's how downside protection works with an in-the-money covered call. Well, as UPRO is basing here, short term, in this week, it starts to rally. And now it's rallying higher and it's dipping off. And of course, the real money in the option is still real money. There's no getting away from that. But that time value is starting to shrink, right? Because we're getting closer to expiration. So this $1.20 of the entire price of the option is shrinking. So when you do the math for a buyback, right, you have to take your 50/50 plus the option price, right? And the option price about midweek right here was trading for about 80 cents. Right? So when I take the 50/50 plus the 80 cents, the numbers have to work out to where that time value is literally just pennies, right? You really want it to be pennies. In the case of UPRO, it's 5 cents, 10 cents. So I always knew that. I always knew that if I was going to buy back UPRO, I'm going to pay 10 cents. So that's $100 in this case. But the numbers never panned out. And as you could see, the big boys came out to play. On Thursday, we had all those earnings of the huge tech companies. We had Apple, Facebook, Google, Amazon powering the markets up. And in fact, I was going to buy back this option so I can play the hunch that the markets would go higher. Now, I didn't do that. I decided I'm just letting my shares go. And as the market on Friday, this is Friday, as the market's playing out, UPRO is just finding its way right here above 50. And sure enough, it ends at 51X, about 50 to 80 cents higher than my 50/50. My shares were taken away. They gave me $50.50 for my shares. Plus I keep the $3.10 premium for a total profit on this trade of $1,200. Now I know if you don't understand the in-the-money covered call and that whole real money and time value element to options, what I want you to do is go to my channel. I want you to type in Deep in the Money, and I have videos on this where I break down how option pricing works, and you really get an understanding of how it works for that downside protection and why we use the in-the-money covered call, because that downside protection would have really helped out had UPRO ended the week at 49.50. Didn't turn out that way. We end up walking away with that profit, and we can close the 1 week $1,000 challenge for now. And I'll tell you what, we are going to do another challenge. I want you to be a part of it. I want you to subscribe to the channel, because I'm always trying to stay motivated and excited, even so I stay in the game. Because if I stay in the game, that means I'm making money. And that's what it's all about, right? We're in retirement. We want to make that retirement income so we can live the good life. Hey, look, I have the 1 month offer, the free 1 month offer. I'm going to shut that down this week. Okay. So if you go to ctpdashboard.com and you go to the upgraded CTP dashboard, it's waiting for you. 1 free month subscription. I need you to go there if you're interested, because that is going to expire soon. Hey, look, if you like what you heard today, I want you to subscribe to the channel. It's right there and it's free. Bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. Be safe, be healthy, most important, be lucky. And until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable.